It has stopped the deployment of Filipino workers to Sri Lanka. Olympic pole vaulter AJ Obiena reveals he was detained by U.S. immigration for about 12 hours due to a malicious anonymous tip. President Bongbong Marcos says he will meet with DOH-OIC Maria Rosario Vergeire on Monday to discuss the COVID alert levels in the country. And find out how the traditional circus is evolving to be more sustainable and cruelty-free. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. The Foreign Affairs Department has suspended the deployment of OFWs to Sri Lanka as security situation in the South Asian country continued to worsen. The DFA raised alert level 2 in Sri Lanka, restricting new OFW deployment. Only those with existing employment contracts are allowed to travel to the country. This comes on the back of escalating protests over Sri Lanka's economic crisis. The DFA said it has not received any request for repatriation of the moment. Now, one nurses group is calling on the Commission on Higher Education to improve its regulation of nursing schools following the lifting of the ban of new nursing programs. Camille Samonte with the report.
The Commission on Higher Education on Wednesday announced the lifting of the moratorium on the opening of new nursing programs in higher education institutions. CHED Chairman Prospero De Vera said they reviewed the order as the country faces a shortage in health workers. The Philippines needs over 200,000 more nurses based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals requirement. However, there are only around 90,000 nurses in the country.
I remember there were calls at the height of the pandemic to lift the moratorium on nursing because of the perceived lack of nurses, especially at the height of COVID, and the lack of health personnel was seen as a critical issue during the height of COVID, both in terms of ensuring hospital care as well as ensuring the vaccination of Filipinos.
6 regions are in need of more nursing programs in their universities and colleges. CHED imposed the moratorium in 2011 following a decline in the quality of nursing graduates produced. But the Filipino Nurses United expressed their concern on the decision to lift the moratorium. This as only few were able to finish the program compared to the total number of enrollees. Based on the CHED data, around 165,000 students enrolled in the nursing program from academic year 2011 to 2015, but only over 28,000 graduated from BS Nursing. The number of passers in the nurses licensure exam also remains low. From 2017 to 2021, there are 93,000 examinees but less than half passed the exam.
Ang reflection nito ay ibig sabihin, merong mga nursing schools na hindi nagpa-perform ng maayos. Kaya hindi po lahat ng nag-e-enroll ay nagtatapos bilang mga PSN graduates. Ang mas dapat palakasin ng CHED ay ang regulation ng mga nursing schools.
The group is worried that there will be more unemployed and underemployed nurses in the country with the opening of new nursing schools. The group also denies that there is a shortage of nurses in the Philippines. Many are just working abroad or switching jobs due to the low salary and benefits.
Meron pa tayong ibang mga nurses na license pero nagtatrabaho sa non-nursing jobs, no? Tulad halimbawa ng mga BPO or call centers at iba pa. Ang bilang na ito ay napunta dyan sapagkat mas mataas yung ino-offer na sweldo.
The FNU pointed out that opening back nursing programs won't solve the supposed lack of staff in hospitals. Instead, the government should work on providing higher salary and benefits for nurses to convince them to stay here in the country. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Olympic pole vaulter AJ Obiena was detained by U.S. immigration officials earlier this month on suspicion of being a fugitive. The Philippine Star reports that the world number 6 pole vaulter had been detained for over 12 hours after he was suspected of escaping felony charges in the Philippines. Obiena arrived in Los Angeles from Italy last July 7 to prepare for a tournament in Oregon later this month. Obiena said that an anonymous tip informed the U.S. officials of embezzlement allegations that were lodged against him. Recall that Obiena and his mother organization, Patafa, already resolved the matter last March. Obiena was later on released with an apology from U.S. immigration officials. Now, we'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. President Bongbong Marcos will discuss the country's alert level system with Health Department OIC Maria Rosario Vergeire on Monday. Now, aside from the date and the agenda, Malacanang did not disclose any other detail about the meeting. Most areas in the country, including Metro Manila, were placed under Alert Level 1 until July 15. Health officials and experts from the field welcomed the appointment of longtime DOH spokesperson Maria Rosario Vergeire as officer in charge of the department. JC Cosico with the details.
Si Dr. Rosario Vergeire, kasalukuyang pangalawang kalihim para sa Public Health Services ng DOH, ay itinalaga ng ating Pangulo bilang OIC ng departamento.
The Marcos administration has finally named who will lead the health department, well, at least for now. It's no other than Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire, who also served as the agency's spokesperson during the COVID-19 pandemic. Under Memorandum Circular No. 1, the OIC shall perform her duties until July 31, or until a replacement has been appointed or designated. But some ask, why was she not appointed as DOH chief?
Dun sa bakit, dahil syempre pinagpipilian pa kung sino ang magiging mamumuno sa Department of Health. Wala po kaming impormasyon dun sa ilan ang pinagpipilian.
The DOH, for its part, thanked President Marcos Jr. for the designation. The department vowed to carry on the gains of previous administration, including continuing pandemic response and providing universal healthcare to Filipinos. For former Health Chief Francisco Duque III, selecting Vergeire as OIC is a good choice. He said Vergeire has integrity and competence and is a true public servant. Former Health Chief and now Iloilo Congresswoman Janet Garin said she's confident in Vergeire's capability as the agency's officer in charge. Garin said she has worked with Vergeire before and witnessed how the new OIC rose up the ranks. The Private Hospital Association of the Philippines also welcomed Vergeire's designation.
Alam naman ni USEC ang problems ng mga hospitals, especially government and private hospitals din. So sa amin okay lang yun.
The same goes for Octa Research Professor Ranjit Rai. Rai said Vergeire's appointment ensures that there's continuity in the agency. And despite her not being a fan of Octa, Rai said Vergeire must be shortlisted to be the next health secretary. Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronchin Sulante hopes Vergeire could provide direction to the government's pandemic response and streamline processes at the DOH.
We should know what her priorities are and then what are the plans for an exit of this pandemic. We have to streamline the decision process in terms of recommendations and policies para mabilis, para hindi madidelay.
He's also confident that Vergeire can be the next health chief. While the chief executive has yet to name the health secretary, the palace says the interagency task force will continue its job to spearhead the government's pandemic response. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronjin Solante reveals that he is among the health experts being considered for health secretary. Solante confirmed to 1PH sa Totoo Lang that he was approached by the President's Search Committee. Solante, who is part of the vaccine expert panel, said he prefers staying on as a government advisor, although he did not categorically say that he rejected the offer to become health chief.
I'm not saying na ayaw ko, no? But my expertise is really in the clinical and research, no? So if that is offered to me, it's good. But again, kung sasabihin ko lang, I'm more comfortable of where I am now. I'm willing to help the administration and willing to help who will be kung sino man yung magiging Secretary of Health.
One French circus company has found an ethical way to keep wild animals in its shows with the use of holograms. The details in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
We are the first traditional circus family to stop using all kinds of animals. No more horses, no more dogs, no more nothing. Just a real ethical show.
Traditional circuses need to evolve. Here in France, it was really a big need.
Hi, my name is Sandrine Bouglione.
Yeah, and I am André-Joseph Bouglione.
And we are circus performers. Our circus is different because we are trying to reduce our impact on the planet. We don't own trucks. All the lights are without CO2. And we don't use animals at all on the show. We only use holographic animals and performers and live music. We're trying to make a rock and roll circus, but rock and roll circus with an ethical concept. We felt at the time we created the show that we needed to do something spectacular. We have holographic captors, so we are able to have different scenes on the show. We can go to the moon, go underneath the water, we can travel into space and into the forest. And
it's a travel.
It's a travel, it's a journey. It was very complicated to have holograms on the show, actually. We worked with 2 different studios to get to where we wanted to go. Because being a circus, we have like a 360-degree vision for our clients. It was 2 years' work to get to this result. We were born in this career, actually. I am a 4th generation of animal trainer. My dad and my grandfather were animal trainers, and André-Joseph's family as well. He was the 6th generation of animal trainer. We're not at ease of having animals captive just to give shows to children. It was very difficult for our families and friends and our colleagues to accept that we want to change. We want to keep being circus performers. We want to keep giving shows, but not using animals. So I don't feel like we've taken anything out of it. We're just bringing something into it, actually. There are so many talents, incredible talents, musics and comedians and acrobatic talents that the shows are great. Circuses in France has a history of over 250 years, and kids today are very worried about their future. So we think that circuses today need to evolve into a new era, a new generation, and be more ethical and make a good show.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.